Hey everyone, Sky Knight here. Just going to bring you another discussion for Noble Knight players playing against a new kid on the block, the Qliphorts, or however you say it. Yeah, I'm not the best at pronouncing, sue me. So, what is this deck? Well, it's pretty much one of the most consistent OTK decks out there, using the new skill of the Pendulum Monsters. So basically, they set up the scale, then special summon all their monsters, and pretty much, take you out. In addition to that, most of the decks run skill drain, which really pretty much wrecks a lot of different decks, especially like that rely on abilities and everything. Noble Knights, they do depend on those abilities, so it does become a little bit of a problem. Not all builds are actually running towers. Now, my take on towers is playing consistently on DevPro and testing out against the Qliphorts. I find that almost 1 out of every 4 decks I run into runs towers. And I probably feel like the most successful builds don't run towers, but they probably side into towers if they need to and everything. So, playing against them with just your main deck and everything, the most obvious answer is to probably take away their actual pendulum ability, and that's where your MSTs become a very big factor into the game, because you want to be able to disrupt their special summon plays by destroying the pendulum monsters, so they're not able to special summon. So when it comes to playing, I definitely wait to use my MSTs until they start setting up their pendulum zones, and then I take them out. I really try to avoid just blind MSTing a lot of their back rows and everything, and only do it if I really need to. Now, when it comes to skill drain, yeah, you can definitely use MST, but when you want to try to get out your monster's abilities, that's where really Forbidden Lance comes into play a little bit. It basically will allow your monsters to get off their effects for the turn. So in particular, when you're trying to get the Noble Knight engine going, especially for boars, just having that one turn to be able to get your equips out there really helps. And even the same from a Drakh, because you're able to go into any kind of rank 4 right off the bat. Playing against them, I find that the best method and best way of trying to get around them is, being able to set up with King, have all your equips down. Because if they actually pendulum summon and get all their monsters out there, and you're going to be taking multiple blows, having just a big beat stick out there really helps. In addition to that, another factor could be just trying to play a control style using Dryston. Keep on equipping it, destroying their face ups to include Scout, because really that's your target is Scout. You don't want them to keep on searching with Scout, so that's what I aim for. But like any OTK based deck, and I kind of include Light Swarm into this a little bit, there's just going to be times when you're facing a deck that you're just, if they open up real good, there's nothing you can really do about it. And that's just the facts of an OTK base. If they open up solid, you're screwed. So there's times where you're just going to lose them, and there's nothing you could have done to prevent it just because of how well they open up. So you gotta kind of, you have to kind of realize that that's what's going to happen with these kind of base decks. Now, another one that can really help out is your lances. Not only protecting your monsters from skill drain, but when they actually do get them out there, being able to lower their attack points and low enough to be able to knock them out does help. Now, because a lot of their monsters are pendulum monsters, they don't go to the graveyard. They actually go to the face-up extra deck. It creates a problem because they're able to bring it back out. So some things that you can use to side in to kind of help and protect that, you got your Vanity's Emptiness, protect from special summons for a little bit. I find probably one of my favorite ones is actually Bottomless Trap Hole. Now, a lot of players think that Bottomless right now is just too slow for the current game. Personally, I really love Bottomless. Being able to just disrupt their play at the same time banish their monster just really gives you a leg up in the game. So I really like it. My personal probably tech choice against them that I've been testing out has actually been Time Space Trap Hole. Every time I've pulled off Time Space Trap Hole against the Qliphorts, pretty much it's just GG at that point, because when you send all their monsters back to their deck, they don't have any rebuttal plays, and they're just kind of screwed. So I'm starting to play this a little bit more, and I'm even finding it better, especially against the other matchups of the meta, Burning Abyss, Shaddolls, and even Satellar Knights. Because for Shaddolls as well as Burning Abyss, sending their monsters to their main deck takes away their abilities. So that's what I really love about this trap card now, and I'm actually starting to side this in to the side deck now, playing against them. So another thing that does come up and why I have is towers. A lot of people have been saying, once towers is out there, I really can't do anything about it. Well, to be truthful, Noble Knights are actually probably really good at probably getting rid of tower. It's just if they swarm the field, that's when you get screwed. Because one of the best things is that you get boars, and even though they take away the monster's ability, you're able to get your equip cards out there to be able to kind of protect yourself, as well as boost your attack points up. So, for instance, you get boars out there, and then all of a sudden I got 3 equip cards. I can easily overpower towers and take it out because it won't, can be destroyed by battle. So I don't feel like towers as a whole issue against Noble Knights, but when they do swarm the field, that's where it becomes an issue, and that's where you're seeing a lot more of these Qliphort decks not run towers, because they just be able to most OTK all their opponents by just swarming the field and everything. So that's some just general my general thoughts on how to play Qliphorts as a Noble Knight player and actually be successful. These are just some of the tips that I found to be successful. Not necessarily they're going to be, the winning strategy every time, because there's things that just happen. So these are just my tips. Love to hear what you like to think, or what you think about it. So please leave a comment down below. Please like and subscribe, and I will continue this conversation in 1 second. Alright, so 1 second has passed, and I decided I wanted to do this conversation and combine with the Qliphorts, so I just wanted to kind of combine the video. So anyways, I wanted to talk about the future Noble Knight support that's going to be coming out in about 1 week. So we have the 3 new cards, and they all have been confirmed. So let's start off with the obvious, and let's start with Merlin. Now, everyone asks, oh, are you excited that Merlin's coming out? And I'm like, well, obviously, yes, I am. Is the card broken? No, not really. Merlin adds the Desperate Searcher that Noble Knights needed, but I wish it would do more. But as for the secondary effects and everything, people are saying that it's worthless. To be truthful, it's not completely worthless. It offers an opportunity to actually do some OTKs with Noble Knights, because you're able to use Merlin's second and third effects during the battle phase, which could be very important if you're trying to push for game and not allow your opponent to come back. Now, the card I'm more excited about is actually Last Chapter. Last Chapter gives Noble Knight players an actual rebuttal when they actually lose their normal summon, as long as they have the appropriate targets in the graveyard. In addition to that, it offers a way of being really dynamic by being able to just bring back any kind of Noble Knight. You have Dryston and then have Noble Arms equipped to be able to pop a card, or even with Boars to be able to search, or even just Madrat and just go straight into King. That's what I really love about Last Chapter of Noble Arms. Now, Bedrer just finally got confirmed yesterday, and I was really totally shocked and confused that this was the effect that it was chosen for. Now, Bedrer actually offers Noble Knights a chance to actually search out their Noble Arms card. Even though it's kind of unconventional, you're saving it to the, sending it to the graveyard, it offers that opportunity to actually, try to get a Noble Arms card, because that's what really lacks. Is now Noble Arms has so many ways of searching monsters, to include 3 Rotas, Merlin, and even Madrat, to be able to go into your big plays and everything. But we really desperately needed that Noble Arms search card, and I wish Bedrer would actually search that out and add it to your hand. Now, what I'm totally confused about, and I think everyone else is confused about, is why is this once per turn when this card is, or not once per turn, but once when this card is face up on the field? Befuddled. Is the effect actually useful? Well, some people are talking about that this is actually kind of works as kind of an OTK. You have a Noble Knight with Gallatin attached to it. And you have Bedrer there. You can attack with the Noble Knight and then have Bedrer's effect move Gallatin over. attack with that. Now you can actually use Merlin's effect if you have it engraved, and you're able to put on almost 8,000 damage just because of being able to move around the Noble Arms cards. So I'm pretty excited. I am going to do a couple of deck updates. I have been toying around doing a round table build comparative to kind of my turbo rank Madrat, and I'm really kind of excited because I think these 3 Noble Arms support, or Noble Knight and just Noble Knight support in general, will really help out the deck. Will it make turn it into tier? I'm not sure. We'll see, because the box set's going to be opening up right before YCS Anaheim, and we'll really find out if people are actually going to be playing this during that tournament section. I do plan on playing this for a while. I will not be at Anaheim at all just because I have prior commitments. But anyways, love to hear what you have to think about the 3 Noble Knight support cards. It's kind of sad. I hope this is not the end of all the support cards, even though it seems like it is. I'm hoping in future sets, maybe even with the new, hopefully the new 2 dragon supports, like for Legends of Dragons, because we got to get those 2 other dragons. Maybe they'll add a couple Noble Knight cards in there, but we'll see. Anyways, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think, as well as if you offer up any kind of opinions. I'm always welcome that. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you later.